How do you know which frequency to lead with? That is the mission that I'm on, to help more people figure out theirs. I was able to figure out mine. I've helped several people in figuring out theirs by sharing insights with their human design so that they can tune into that frequency and let it lead their content. And I'm not just saying, ooh, we're going to sit around and we're going to meditate and we're going to think this frequency and then write the content. Maybe you could do that. That's probably actually gives you a nice boost if you do that. No, I'm talking about real things that you feed into your content so that people sense that frequency. See, we all have this, what I call a red frequency. It's the thing that people notice about you before they ever read your words. It's the thing that maybe you've experienced this. Somebody asks you, why did you pick that up? I don't know. It just seemed seemed interesting. Or it was calling my name. I don't know. I just found myself here. You ever feel that where you're just drawn to something? You're not exactly sure why you're drawn towards it. And so I remember one time I was in the bookstore and I picked up this book. I didn't even actually realize I picked it up. I was on a mission to go to a certain section in the bookstore and I was a few steps there and I was like, I picked up this book. How weird is that? Turns out it was a book that I purchased. I love. I've read a bazillion times. It's one that I just really liked. There was something about that book that had a frequency that was emitting like, pick me up, pick me up, pick me up. Come get me, Trisha. I'm for you. And, it's interesting. It didn't even have hardly anything on the cover. There was no title on the cover or anything. But there was something about that book and it's still, when I look at the book, I'm in love with the design of the cover. There's, it's the colors, it's the texture, it's the way it's designed. There's so much, and it's so sparse. There's almost nothing there. I can feel it pulling me just from looking at the book, even though I've had it for a while. That's what I'm talking about. That's your red frequency. People experience that before they read your words. And if you can conjure up that frequency by putting it in your words, then people are that are meant to tune into you are going to come and they're going to find you. And, think of social media. You have that scroll and you're scrolling through, and what makes you stop? You're going to stop because your body took in information before your mind registers consciously. Oh yeah, well, it's because I like this hook, or they have a really cool image. It's going to happen before that. See, our body takes in things passively. It's kind of like how, I feel like someone's standing, like someone's looking at me. And you look over and someone's looking at you. It's that. That's what I'm talking about. So I want to share with you what I'm doing here in human design. I am creating reports and I'm helping people find their red frequency so that they can put themselves out there and, get more people to come to them who are meant to come to them, because they need that. The people who are coming to you because they need what you have to offer. And so what I'm doing is I'll open up their human design. So one of the first things I do a questionnaire with somebody. I want to know about them, because I'm not interested in doing automated reports that are customized to your design but are not personalized to you. I want to do something that helps you as the individual. And I feel like there's a lot of human design reports out there. While they have a lot of value, people get them and they're not sure what to do with them. So I like to do things in plain speak, not human design speak. It doesn't have to be a lesson in human design. Some people are interested in that, but not everybody is. So what I do is I put out a questionnaire and I want to know about you. What's your big offer? What's your lead magnet? I want to know what your social channels are. I want to go check out your content, the way that you're doing it right now, whether that's on YouTube or Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever it happens to be. I want to see where you are. And then I want to know, what do you want to be doing? And who do you want to be working with? Even if maybe you're not working with them right now. I want to know what you really want to do. And I look at that and I read it and I consume it and I explore. I love this. Hi, I'm Trisha, and I am a 6-2 generator, and I love to turn inward. It's that 2 line. Let me get all this stuff and let me turn in and let me see what I can, create with it. And then when I'm ready, I'll come out and I'll bring it to you. And that's what I do in these reports. I give them a guide as well as a Loom video that walks them through everything. And then many I still meet one-on-one afterwards to help with, questions and implementation and that sort of thing, extra guidance whenever is needed. But this is what I like doing. I like taking all of that in. And then I go and I look at your design and I think, ooh, where is their frequency so loud you can't not hear it? And what are they missing? Because this has happened for me, and it's happened with everybody that I've worked with. There's something that's right here in front of their face. I always think of the somebody who has their glasses on and they can't seem to find their glasses. It's like, it's right here. This has even happened in my household where someone's holding their keys. Can you help me find my keys? I can't seem to find them, but they're literally right in their hands. Sometimes that's the way life is. It's so easy. Your frequency is so easy. It's the place that it's so effortless. You just don't even think it's worth anything. And maybe you think it's worthwhile in your programs or your offers, whatever it is that you do, but you don't think it's enough to entice somebody to come and see you. And that's often the thing that you want. So it comes from strengths. So one of the first places that I check is I look at the centers. So all of these shapes, these triangles, squares, and diamonds, these are centers. They're energy centers. Everybody has 9. And I put up 3 different designs. I'm over here on the left. And I put up 3 different designs so that you could see the difference. So, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strength centers. It's a lot to choose from. And that might seem like, whoa, that's pretty cool. I wish I had a lot of centers to choose from. I can tell you, because this is me. This one right here is me. And it can get really confusing because all of them want to speak at the same time. So there is no better or worse. There's just different. That's all there is. Where this one has 1, 2, 3. And they're different ones that are defined. And the one over here on the right has 4 that are defined, 4 strengths that are on there. And that's one area that I look to see where the strengths are and what's it's talking. And each one of these has a different kind of flavor of energy, a flavor of voice. And so I'll use this as my starting point to look at, what are you currently doing? What do you want to be doing? And what are you not seeing because it's right there in front of your face? So let me see how I can help you tune into this. And so I'll first match that. What's the frequency that you're using right now? The one that you're leading with. And it'll show up in your content. Like I said, this shows up in actual real words. It's not just some, meditate, woo-woo thing. It is real words that'll show up. And I'll see the language that you're using and the patterns that you're using in your language and how somebody might be responding to that. And I'll match it to the energy center that you're leading with the most. And then I'll go back and I'll look at what you want to be doing. And then I will match it to the energy center. And often that is your red frequency. It's the one that's easy to do. So easy to do, sometimes too easy to do. And, I'm going to take I'll take mine on here. It changes with the offer also, just so that it changes. If you're doing something different, it changes in a different area of your life. What works in my personal life and what works in work life, those are different things. If I were doing one-on-one, it'd be one thing. If I were doing group work, it'd be a different thing. What I'm doing now, it is one thing. For me, it is all about, because I'm doing reports, and what I'm doing is I'm taking your information, I'm digging into having my fun, exploring, and then returning it. And mine is all about emotional grace. That's what I call it. Emotional grace. This is the solar plexus. It's all about emotion and creativity. It's like the artistry, the birth of things. and the emotional journey that goes along with it. So there's always this emotional grace with everything. I'm very sensitive to how somebody else might feel, how I'm feeling, and what's that exchange of this emotional tone, and how we can tie into our emotions, how I can deliver it to you so you feel empowered versus like you want to crawl inside a little box and hide underneath a rock or something. So that's my thing. That's for me, but that's not for everybody. And as you can see, these two designs don't have it. They don't have it defined. So it would not be their strength on there. So you got to tune into the areas that are your strength. So for some, it might be, I could take the same thing, creating a human design report. So the same thing that I'm doing, creating a human design report to help people with their red frequency, to find it, to bring it in, come in, do the work, and then deliver it, right? In a report, in a guide, in a loom. That's how I deliver mine. And then with optional one-on-one sessions on the back end. And all three of these people, including me, right over here, right? Me, we all could be doing the same thing, but I am leading with emotional grace. That's an important thing for me, is about that feeling of being in that red frequency and the confidence and the self-trust that you get, and how you become more creative because of it. But the person here in the middle, that's not an option for them. I mean, it's an option for them, but it's not going to do very well. Where they might be using something that's a little bit different. This person in the middle might be looking at this part, this communication. This is the throat. So it's all about communicating in every way that you think about communication. So whether that is through words, spoken words, written words, images, or even body language, the actions that we take. My son is nonverbal, so I'm very sensitive to all the ways that we communicate that are not simply just words. And so it could be all about the communication and playing up the communication versus I'm going in for that emotional grace, having that clarity within your emotions. This person could be about, this is all about how you communicate, how you talk, your body language that you use, the, words, the visuals, tying it all into that. It's the same. We're delivering the exact same product. We're just going to talk about it in a slightly different way. Where the person over here on the right might talk about it yet a completely different way. What if they were to go in and use this one right here, which is the spleen? And the spleen is about vitality, your well-being, your health. Think of those instinctual fears, right? Are you going to survive? Are you going to thrive? Or are you going to die? Hopefully no one's dying, but it's that, you might play about it or talk about it in a slightly different way, where this is now more about how by getting this report, you're going to, won't be so worried about burnout. You're going to have enough energy to do it. That's what we're going to do is we're going to focus on how this works into your life so you feel healthy. We're looking at your vitality. This is going to feed into, you can keep going down that direction. It'll help alleviate fears. Every single person if this person, right, and this one, all did the exact same work that I'm doing. Let's say we all three do exactly the same thing. We're just going to talk about it differently. We're still going to deliver the exact same thing. We're just going to talk about it differently. And that's all that we're going to do that's different. And because of that, we're going to be talking from a place that our energy flows, that people see. And it's be like when I picked up that book. I don't know, just it spoke to me.